Hi there, I'm Gabrielle Nicolay from SpeechKids. I am a speech language pathologist, speech therapist with almost 20 years of experience helping very young kids learn how to talk and helping their parents learn how to listen. And today we're going to talk about why young kids especially, but most kids, throw things. Because parents often ask me, like, why is my kid throwing things all the time? Especially non-ball items. And there's a bunch of different reasons why kids might throw things, and we're going to talk about one today, and then I'm going to give you like a little strategy that you can use the next time that your child does this, throws something that is not appropriate to throw. And so we'll talk about that. So sometimes what happens, especially with young kids, 2 and under especially, but this also happens in older kids. It happens in kids who maybe are experiencing some attentional issues. It happens in kids who might be experiencing some motor issues. So this can be really subtle, and it can look, throwing things that are not balls, again, throwing inappropriate items can look really intentional. And sometimes, I would argue, much of the time, let's put it that way, it's actually not intentional. So what this sometimes looks like is your toddler, for example, is playing with a toy, building some blocks, and then all of a sudden there's a block in their hand and it just like goes flying across the room, right? Probably it beans somebody in the head. Everybody's upset. It's a big deal. That's one way that can go down. Another way that can go down is you've got your little kiddo in the high chair and they're having lunch, and all of a sudden you've noticed that they've started like throwing stuff over the side. That's a little bit different scenario, and we're going to talk about that in my next video. But for now, let's go with the blocks, the toddler who was playing nicely with blocks, and then all of a sudden the block goes flying across the room. Why did that happen? And here's my argument, not my argument, but my position. Sometimes, especially the first time, it's unintentional. It's like there's a little glitch in the program. And keep in mind, if your child is a toddler, they haven't been like on this planet very long, right? They've only been here 2 or 3 years. They've only been interacting with stuff for maybe a year of that, give or take, right? So like they're new at this. And so there's like a little glitch in the program where they have this thing and boom, there it went. And sometimes if you're paying really close attention, you will see that they are as surprised as you are. And that's kind of a beautiful moment, because if you can notice that it was unintentional and that it was just kind of like, whoops, then you can avoid the trap of responding to your child as if they have just done something bad on purpose. So I'm going to back it up again and run this scenario through from beginning to end the way I've seen this in many, many families' homes. Child is playing, all of a sudden the thing goes flying across the room and mom or dad says, we don't throw blocks. Because we think as parents that we have to like teach our kids not to throw things. And that's true. But in that moment where it isn't intentional, where it's just kind of a glitch in the system, then actually the best thing to do might be just to go pick it up yourself and put it where it goes and continue as if nothing has happened. Because if they didn't mean for it to happen, then and there was no malicious intent, then we don't have to go back and like make a thing out of it, because it wasn't in their control to begin with. It was just something that happened, and now it's over and it's gone, and we don't even have to deal with it. And you might have to sit with that, and you might have to wrestle with it. I encourage you to try it and see what happens. But I have done that enough times to know that it can work. Now, here's the catch. If your child has like beamed somebody in the head, first of all, they're going to get a big reaction because that automatically triggers a big reaction. So here's what can happen, right? Something that started off unintentional gets a big reaction, can then become intentional. And that's where like the behavior piece comes in, where parents are like, how did we get here? Well, we got here because something happened and we responded to it. So I'm using this example, and obviously it's a proxy for many, many other things. And we'll talk about, we can talk about some of that too. But that moment of like that little motor glitch and the thing got thrown. Choose your moment. Choose if you're going to respond. Don't just respond because your child needs to know that we don't throw things. Your child knows that we don't throw things. And if it was unintentional, it's okay to let it go. It's okay not to make a big deal about it. It's okay to model, to show, oh, the block is over there. I'm going to put it in the box. And just to move on. Rather than setting up this chain reaction where, oh, I got a big reaction, says your child inside their head, and then continues to do it. So I'm going to leave it there today. A little pause, a non-reaction the next time your child inadvertently throws something. And we will talk about what to do when, like in the food example, the throwing is on purpose. We're going to do that next time. Okay, until then, I will wish you happy trial and error, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.